The eyes of a killer can look just like anyone else's. You could pass them in a grocery store, share a smile at the office, or even trust them with your children. But behind that mask of normalcy hides something unfathomable, a storm of urges, fantasies, and darkness that most of us cannot even imagine. Tonight, we step into that darkness. We enter the hidden chambers of the human mind, where obsession transforms into violence, and chilling confessions expose truths so disturbing they linger long after the words are spoken. Welcome to Grim Casebook, where we explore the shadows of true crime and uncover the darkest stories the world has ever known. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel to stay with us on every journey into these haunting cases. In this episode, we go deep inside the mind of a serial killer, listening to their own words, their own confessions, and the terrifying psychology that turns ordinary men and women into monsters. The mind of a serial killer is not built overnight. It is shaped by years of hidden desires, obsessions, and often a hunger for control. Many killers start with fantasies, images they replay in their heads until the fantasy is no longer enough. For some, it begins in childhood, with cruelty to animals or disturbing thoughts they never share. For others, it emerges later, triggered by trauma or rejection. But no matter where it starts, the journey follows a chilling path: fantasy, planning, and eventually the act itself. And when the act is done, the hunger returns, stronger than before. When Ted Bundy was finally caught, he admitted in interviews that his fantasies began years before he ever took a life. He described his urges like a wave that built inside him, impossible to resist. In his chilling words, Bundy said that killing gave him a sense of possession and control that nothing else could provide. Listening to him speak is terrifying, not because he sounds insane, but because he sounds so calm, so normal, even intelligent. That's the paradox of the serial killer. They are often intelligent, charming, and ordinary on the surface, while carrying the darkest secrets imaginable. Jeffrey Dahmer, known as the Milwaukee Cannibal, confessed that his crimes stemmed from a desperate fear of loneliness. He didn't just want companionship, he wanted control, to keep his victims with him forever. In his confession, Dahmer admitted that killing was not just about ending a life, but about owning it, even after death. He spoke of his crimes in a monotone voice, as if describing routine chores. That emotional detachment is what chills investigators and audiences alike. It strips away humanity from acts that should shake the soul. Perhaps one of the most haunting confessions came from Edmund Kemper, the co-ed killer. Standing at 6'9", Kemper murdered 10 people, including his own mother. In his prison interviews, Kemper spoke with shocking clarity about his crimes. He explained how he lured young women into his car, how he killed them, and how he disposed of the bodies. Yet what stood out was not just the details, but the way he analyzed himself, almost as if he were studying someone else. He said, "The only way I knew how to relate to people was to kill them." His words remain one of the most chilling insights into the mind of a killer who saw murder as his only form of connection. But not every confession is about power or control. Some reveal deep-seated hatred, a desire to lash out at society. Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, openly admitted that he worshipped darkness. In court, he shouted, "Hail Satan," and later confessed to killings driven by pure sadism. His words shocked the public, not just because of their cruelty, but because of the utter lack of remorse. To Ramirez, murder was not only an act of violence, it was a performance, a stage for his twisted identity. So why do these confessions matter? Because they give us a glimpse into a mind most of us cannot comprehend. They show us how killers justify their acts, how they separate themselves from empathy and morality. Psychologists have long studied these interviews to search for patterns, and patterns do exist. Many killers share childhood trauma, early signs of aggression, or an obsession with fantasies of control. Others reveal a chilling enjoyment of the act itself, describing it as thrilling, even addictive. John Wayne Gacy is another example. To his neighbors, he was a friendly man who dressed as a clown for children's parties. But when he was arrested, police found the remains of 33 young men and boys buried beneath his house. In his confession, Gacy coldly admitted to luring his victims with promises of work or friendship before brutally killing them. He showed little emotion as he explained his crimes, a fact that horrified detectives. The duality of his life, the happy neighbor and the ruthless predator, is what makes his story unforgettable. Serial killers remind us that evil often hides in plain sight. They can be teachers, coworkers, even family members. Their confessions reveal that the line between normal and monstrous is far thinner than we'd like to believe. And perhaps the most disturbing truth of all is how ordinary they sound when they finally tell their stories. It forces us to realize that monsters don't always look like monsters. They often look like us. These chilling words from killers serve as warnings, but they also raise questions that may never have clear answers. Can evil be explained by psychology alone? Are killers born with these urges or shaped by their environment? And if their confessions expose the darkest truths of humanity, what did they say about the rest of us, about the potential for darkness in every human heart? As we listen to their words, it becomes clear that these confessions are not just about crimes. They are about identity, power, and the terrifying need to control. They reveal that the scariest thing about a serial killer is not the act of murder itself, but the fact that, until the very end, they often appear just like everyone else. And so, as we close this exploration, one haunting truth remains. Serial killers are not shadows lurking in dark alleys. They are people who blend into the crowd, who smile at strangers, who live lives that appear normal. Their chilling confessions give us a rare glimpse into their minds, but they also remind us of something more disturbing, that evil can wear the most ordinary face. Thank you for joining us on this journey inside the mind of a serial killer. If you found this story gripping, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Grim Casebook for more chilling true crime cases. Your support helps us continue to explore these dark mysteries and bring them to light. Until next time, stay cautious, stay curious, and remember, the most dangerous monsters are often the ones hiding in plain sight.